The next section is going to cover tools and manufacturing techniques that involve cutting. As an overview of the skills that we're going to look at, in this section we're going to be looking at hand saws, wood saws, hacksaws, which are often used to cut metal, jigsaws, which are used for wood and invaluable for cutting weird shapes, chisels, metal files, hand drills, drill presses, and tin snips. Now for a snapshot of the videos coming up in this section's playlist. First up, we have 2 videos created by Ace Hardware. Over these 2 videos, they're going to cover for us different types of saws. This is going to include an overview of hacksaws, carpenter saws, coping saws, and jab saws. And then looking at wood saws, they'll be showing us proper cutting technique and how to do so safely. The next video on the list has been created by Golf Custom Knives, where he's going to give us a really in-depth look at hacksaws. First up, he's going to tell us about the different sizes of hacksaws and the different factors that might go into selecting what size you want to use. He then looks at blade installation, the effects of different teeth spacing and why you might want to use different blades to get that, and finally a really good demonstration of correct cutting method and safe cutting method when using a hacksaw. The next video on the list has also been created by Golf Customs, and in it he'll be talking about files. First up, he's going to cover different types of files, the different shapes, cuts, and what you want to do with them. He then looks at cutting techniques, and then finally how to look after files. Moving along is another video by Ace Hardware. This one is covering power drills. In it, they'll be showing us how to install a bit into a power drill, the ways that you go about drilling holes using power drills, and different settings on a power drill, including how to change the speed and what the effects of using different clutch settings are. Still with Ace Hardware, we have 2 more videos. The first one will be looking at impact drivers. They'll be telling us about how they work and the unique applications for impact drivers. And then in the video after, it'll be a deep dive into different drill bits, why you might want to use different drill bits, and what types of specialty bits impact drivers need. As we move along, we have this video, which is going to teach us how to use a drill press. This video has been created specially for this unit, and in it, we'll be first looking at the different applications of where you would use a drill press, what personal protective equipment you need to use and how to go about using a drill press safely, how to set up and change speeds of a drill press, and also all the additional little settings that come along with a drill press. Following that will be this video created by Eastwood Company that's going to teach us how to use tin snips. Specifically, they'll be going into what the difference between left and right tin snips is, and that'll involve clearing up a lot of misconceptions with that. They'll demonstrate how to use tin snips and also talk about the best practices when using them. Following on from tin snips will be this video developed by Hacksaw, talking about wood chisels. In it, we'll be getting a lot of demonstrations about how to use these methods, as well as some really helpful tips about mistakes that beginners tend to make when trying to use a chisel. Also, some really useful tips about how to cut straight lines with a chisel. Last, but definitely not least, we have these 2 videos talking about jigsaw. The first from Steve Ramsey and the second from the channel Canadian Home Workshop. Over these 2 videos, we'll be learning about the terminologies of jigsaws and how that can actually be quite confusing, the different places that you'll want to use a jigsaw, of course how to use a jigsaw, and all the different settings that a jigsaw has. Following these 2 videos will be a supplementary video developed by us. While Steve Ramsey is clearly an expert woodmaker, he doesn't always follow the same safety instructions that we're going to require from you in the workshop. So the supplementary video is going to go through what safety precautions you will need to take while in the workshop. That rounds off the summary of the videos coming up in this section. So now you can get straight into it.